Ishq 104.8, India's first romantic radio station, ladies and gentlemen, and you are tuned in to Ishq Hangouts. It's true, it's true.
Sarthak
That's my name.
on Ishq 104.8.
Ishq 104.8, the frequency where we talk to some very interesting people about some very interesting things. And gaming is now a profession. And if you thought it was a fantasy world, well, it certainly is. But it can get pretty brutal. And if you're thinking ये brutality कहाँ से आ गई, तो this is a clever segue into talking to Ankit, who's a pro gamer with Team Brutality, one of the best known teams around as far as pro gaming is concerned. And we're talking to him because there was a recent survey that was done on gaming, and there were some very interesting findings about the gaming community. And we thought, why not talk to the gaming community? Because बहुत सारे लोग उसको ऐसे dismiss करते हैं, oh gaming ही तो है. But it's actually something that's picking up, if it hasn't picked up already, of course, and becoming quite a legitimate profession as well. Good morning, Ankit.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. तो टीम ब्रूटैलिटी, मतलब नाम में ही काफी अग्रेशन है, नहीं?
जी, तो ये टीम मैंने 2008 में स्टार्ट की थी. वो टाइम पे काफी यंग था मैं, तो मुझे काफी अग्रेशन और थोड़ा कूल टाइप के नाम पसंद थे. तो एक मैं और मेरे दोस्त बैठे हुए थे, तो मैंने पूछा कि नई टीम स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ, क्या रखना चाहिए नाम. तो तब मेरी हाइट काफी लंबी थी एंड मेरे को थोड़ा अग्रेशन भी रहता था, तो उन्होंने बोला कि तेरी पर्सनालिटी के हिसाब से आई थिंक ब्रूटैलिटी कुछ ऐसा रखना चाहिए. तो वहां से
बहुत ही सही. ये there are so many times we have to live with our mistakes that we have made when we were far too young, है ना?
I agree. But this is not a mistake. I really enjoy doing it.
No, I'm saying नाम जो है brutality बिल्कुल सही है. वैसे एक तरह से aggression भी दिखनी चाहिए लोगों को, तो डरना चाहिए लोगों को बिल्कुल, है ना? तो 2008 was a time that was a decade back, and gaming was still a nascent industry, wasn't it? मतलब उस टाइम पे वो सारे उस टाइम I think PS1 या PS2 कौन सा वाला था उस टाइम? You remember?
PS तो आई थिंक वो टाइम पे मेरे पास था भी नहीं. बिकॉज अगर घर पे मैं बोलता कि मुझे PS चाहिए, तो वो लोग मेरे घर पे से मुझे बाहर निकाल देते. बिकॉज to make parents understand that what gaming is still pretty difficult in the country.
Sure, I understand.
So back then I started from a gaming cafe which was newly opened near my building. So मैं वहाँ गया, first time school से बैग लेके मैं वापस आ रहा था. मैंने देखा एक black tinted glass लगा हुआ है शॉप के बाहर, तो मैं थोड़ा एक्साइट हो गया कि black क्यों है. उसके बाद there were gaming characters on that shop.
Okay.
So I went inside and the people was cheering, shouting, एक दूसरे को चिल्ला रहे हैं, सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं. तो मुझे लगा ये 10 कंप्यूटर में बच्चे कर क्या रहे हैं. तो फिर when I asked someone, the guy was handling it, तब उन्होंने बोला this is a gaming cafe. तो मैं बच्चा था, मैंने बोल दिया कि चलो मुझे भी खेलना है. तो आप ऐसे नहीं खेल सकते, आपको पैसे देने पड़ेंगे. मैंने कहा मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है. तो आप घर जाके पैसे लेके आइए. तब that's when I realized कि अच्छा this is something कि पैसे लाओ, पैसे दो, and then you can play games. Because at that point of time, I didn't have a computer. Now, being from a middle class family, affording all of that was pretty difficult at that point of time.
That's wonderful.
So
and उसके बाद जो है you became a professional gamer. Yes, that's a community जो कि अभी भी जिसके बारे में knowledge जो है वो थोड़ी at a premium है ना. मतलब people still think that it's a very esoteric kind of community जहाँ पे लोग ऐसे बड़ी deep बातें करते हैं और games के बारे में ऐसे करते हैं जैसे वो सच्ची में जिंदगी हो and all of that, नहीं?
So gaming is turning into a profession now. Abroad, globally, it has been there since ages, but India में अभी धीरे धीरे आ रहा है, because a lot of we are a country of many people, right? So अब जो globally हो रहा था वो यहाँ पे थोड़ा लेट आता है, लेकिन आता है. So when I started at that point of time पे कुछ था नहीं इतना, फिर भी हम लोग खेलते थे because we are passionate gamers.
Sure.
But right now the prize pools have increased. Now recently last year, I don't know if you have heard or not, Nazara Technologies, which is a mobile gaming company, they had announced 100 CR investment for the next 2 to 3 years in the gaming industry in India. Then it was Kobex Gaming, which again announced 100 CR. Then it was Mr. Ronnie Screwvala.
Wow.
Now Ronnie Screwvala is known to everyone, right?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
So once that guy jumped into esports, jumped into gaming, that's when everyone started accepting. Okay, ab kuch bada hone wala hai. Now someone big has jumped in. Even
Sure.
in my family, I was about to leave gaming in 2017
Right.
because the very less tournaments were happening and. Depending on the prize money only, एक साल में 2 event हो रहे हैं, 3 event हो रहे हैं, and उसमें भी you win sometimes, you lose sometimes, so you cannot earn your living out of that.
Sure.
But then once this happened, as soon as I went for a meeting with Mr. Ronnie Screwvala and the guys at Youth Cypher, and my picture came in the Bombay Times front page and Delhi Times front page. That's when my parents also started supporting me कि ठीक है अब बच्चा कुछ करेगा, because it takes a second to Google Mr. Ronnie Screwvala.
Absolutely.
उसके पहले when they used to search gaming, अरे ये तो बाहर हो रहा है, इंडिया में नहीं हो सकता. So parents have that mindset. But जैसे ही कोई बड़ा आदमी दिख जाता है, so it's kind of easy to convince them. Okay, now this is growing.
अब
Now,
कुछ हो
because
जाएगा.
Mr. Ronnie Screwvala has a history, right?
Of
Kabaddi के
course.
साथ what he has done.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
Kabaddi players, where that sport was. Now, e-gaming, e-sports. Now, that's what he is planning to do with the gaming in our country as well.
And of course, there are many more questions to ask, but we'll ask them once we've played a little bit of music right here on Ishq 104.8. So you stay with us, Ankit, and we'll come back and ask you a few more questions, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
हाँ, तो भाई गेमिंग कम्युनिटी के बारे में हम थोड़े और जानते हैं. मतलब ऐसे फील तो आती है कि पता तो लगे ये सीन क्या है. और सीन ये है कि लव लेटर नीड्स टू बी मेड. सो क्विकली सेंड अस मैसेज इश्क स्पेस लव to 52424 so that we can make some. And now it's back to the music on Ishq 104.8. Ishq 104.8, India's first romantic radio station. Ladies and gentlemen, you are still on Ishq Hangouts.
Sarthak
क्या नाम है?
on Ishq 104.8.
Ishq 104.8, the frequency that delves a little deeper into things that seem mysteries, like the gaming community. There's a lot to be talked about as far as the gaming community is concerned. It's a burgeoning community right now. It's also becoming a lucrative profession. We've been speaking to Ankit from Team Brutality, one of the most successful teams that we have around. And we were talking about investments, 100 crores of investments each from two big corporations, and of course the involvement of Ronnie Screwvala as well. उसके बाद फिर थोड़ा आराम होने लगा ना अंकित. मतलब did the money start flowing in a little easier?
Yes. So now in the country now, sponsorships and big brands have jumped in, because after hearing all the investment news and tournaments happening, we have ESL now. ESL is a global organization. Right. Now they have started ESL India Premiership. It was started few years back by Nordwind Gaming. So these guys keep doing tournaments for beginners as well as semi-professionals to professionals.
So there's clearly a hierarchy of tournament and a hierarchy of how this whole gaming profession works. So you want to tell us a little more about that? What are the championships about? How do you progress? What's the scene?
Yeah, so the scene is like now we have around 10 to 15 tournaments, you can say, in a year, where if a winning team could get around 5 to 10 lakhs, somewhere in between. Wow. The first prize is around that much. So it's basically, I play Counter-Strike. So Counter-Strike is a game of 5v5, 5 players versus 5 players, so counter-terrorist versus terrorist. So in that, it's divided into 5 people, right? Now, then there are brands who sponsor. So you get sponsorships in that. Currently, I'm being sponsored by various brands like Dell, Alienware, Intel, and many others. So now when my parents see that I have such backing, so they are kind of thinking कि ठीक है अब gaming में हो सकता है. Now my parents go with me to tournaments randomly when I am walking down the street to get vegetables with my mom. Suddenly there will be a fan who will come and start clicking pictures, ask for autographs. And once that happened, my mom was like, "ये क्या कर रहे हैं? कौन बच्चा है?" And then suddenly his mom came running and said, "अच्छा, you are Ankit Venom Pant. Now Venom is my gaming nick.
I see.
We don't go by normal names."
Of course you don't.
In the gaming world, we have these nicknames. So,
of course.
Kids shouting Venom, Venom from behind.
So cool.
Now everything is happening in a good way, which we wanted long back.
So if somebody were to want to participate in a gaming championship, where is information available? Is there like a...
So it's available online. Now, the players who are there, the gaming people from the industry, they already know. Like we have the top 8, top 10 teams. the restrictions are around 100 to 200, 300 teams
Sure.
for every event these days because of the prize money and because of the exposure that we are getting.
Right.
So you have to go online, you have to register on their website, and then if I talk about the ESL India Premiership, that's one of the biggest tournaments that happens in the country.
Sure.
So for that, they have three variations. If you don't know, if you're just starting, if you're a casual gamer, but you want to go pro, you can register for their Starter Cup, which is ESL India Starter Cup.
I
Now
see.
there, professional players like us won't be playing.
Right.
So players who are just beginning, who are just trying to learn the game and, show their skills,
Sure.
they start from Starter Cup. Then there is Challengers Cup.
Right.
Challenge Cup is like one level up. And then the Masters Cup, where we, the professional players of the country, play. So
I see.
it's a situation where you have to beat the challengers team to get promoted to masters, and the same happens with the bottom four masters teams to get relegated to challengers. So
Sure.
it's not like if you have a slot confirmed in masters, you are a pro and you will stay there. You have to keep working hard. You have to keep practicing, keep playing. Now what happens with us is, being a professional team, there are tournaments where you have an opportunity to represent India
Sure.
at an international level. So there are tournaments which give you a qualifying slot. If you win the India qualifies, you go to cities like Taipei, countries like Japan, China, somewhere in Asia.
Fantastic.
You have to perform. You represent India over there. You carry your flag. So to do that, a professional gamer normally plays around 6 to 8 hours every day.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
not like a normal thing where you can play 1 hour या 2 घंटा खेल लिया and
Sure. Sure. I
तो
understand.
पहले होता था कि gamers are shy, but as
अब तो
as per अब नहीं हो सकता. As per the Dell survey, gamers are not shy anymore. They love sharing their love for gaming and invite others to the enjoyment as well. As far as
Absolutely.
I know, as far as the Dell survey goes, 27% have introduced 3 to 4 friends of family members to gaming.
Wow.
Now it's becoming open.
Absolutely.
25% have introduced 5 or more. So अभी gaming के बारे में बात करने में किसी को डर नहीं लग रहा है. So they
हाँ.
are getting their family members in.
And it's
Yeah,
a legit,
मैं
yeah,
करता हूँ,
absolutely. And of course, more questions to ask, but more music to play as well. So you stay with us. We're coming right back, okay?
Yeah.
हाँ, तो वही गेमिंग के बारे में I hope that's a little helpful. There's of course one more question that I wanted to ask, but I will ask that after I played some Punjabi by heart for you right here on Ishq 104.8. Do remember Ishq space love to 52424 to build the love letter. शर्माओ मत, मैसेज करो जल्दी से. हम वापस आते हैं, थोड़ी और बातें करते हैं अंकित से from Team Brutality. It's all about gaming today on Ishq Hangouts on Ishq 104.8. Ishq 104.8, India's first romantic radio station. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in Ishq Hangouts with me, Sarthak, talking to Ankit Venom Pant. That's right. That's his gamer name, is it not? And he's, of course, with Team Brutality, one of the most successful pro gaming teams that we have in the country. And we were talking about how to get into gaming, what are the tournament scenes like, and of course, the money is important to talk about, not just the prize money, but is it, considering that there's so much technology now, Ankit, compared to when you started probably, with gaming cafes where you have to go and use borrowed computers, etc. Is it also an expensive sport to play, you think?
Yeah, it is. It is. Because being a professional gamer, you have to have the best equipment, right? And technology isn't cheap. But then again, I've seen, brands now making sure that casual gamers, professional gamers, everything, these guys are getting equipped with the best technology things like gaming laptops.
Sure.
Because that's what we need, right? We play a computer-based game, right?
Yeah.
So we need the best gaming monitors. Like I'm using the Alienware 240Hz monitor, which is the latest in the market.
Right.
I have the Alienware 17 gaming laptop. I have the Dell gaming laptop.
Wow.
So previously I used to go to a cafe and play there because I didn't have the money.
Of
But
course.
now, being sponsored by these brands, you have to, and also without a computer you cannot play this game, right?
Of course.
And being
Absolutely.
a casual gamer is completely different from being a professional gamer.
Of
I
course.
spend around 8 to 10 hours every day playing this game,
Wow.
so that no one overtakes me.
Sure. And
Because this is what
it's a competitive
what I
world, is
do.
it not, Hannah? It's very
It is
competitive out
it is
there.
very competitive. Yeah, very competitive. Now, some even perceive that, and it's not like you're wasting your life. First, people used to think that video games are just
Sure.
scheduled. It's not good for children.
Of
They are
course,
just wasting their lives. But it's not like that. I am apart from being a professional gamer, I am a DJ and a model as well.
Ah,
So
I see.
gaming has taught me, leadership qualities,
Sure.
has taught me teamwork. Now, as per the Dell survey also, some have even perceived that their teamwork has increased by 27%. Their leadership qualities have increased by 18%. Their skills have improved basically.
Sure.
So it's not just degrade. It's not something wrong that you are doing when you are gaming.
So you see a
People
future?
use gaming. Yeah, people use gaming increasingly turning to video games for relaxation. Relaxation. 60% kind of say that, as per the survey, that it relaxes them.
Sure.
If they need to pass time, 51% say that it's relieving stress. 49% say that it's kind of good that we game apart from doing whatever we do in our normal lives. So people need to change that perception that it's not something wrong.
Absolutely.
It's a profession. It's coming up in the country, and you should. There are many passionate gamers who are just waiting for their parents to support. Now I've seen people in my society perception change towards me. Now initially when my articles started coming in newspapers, magazines, I was sponsored by Dell, Alien, all these big brands.
Sure.
I played U-Cypher on MTV. I was on television. So people started knowing me more.
Sure.
When previously my mom used to go for walks.
Yeah.
These people used to ask that, अच्छा आपका बेटा क्या कर रहा है? अच्छा मेरे बेटे ने गाड़ी ले ली. So they have their techniques to pinch you. And
of course. But you definitely see this as having a future. Yeah. You definitely see
definitely. That. It's growing rapidly. It still will take some time to get consistent, but
sure.
It started growing.
That's absolutely wonderful. And of course. It's great to see. It's very difficult not to be swept away by your passion for the sport. And thank you very much for your time, Ankit. It's been absolutely wonderful speaking to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All the very best for the future. I'm sure it's going to be a bright one. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Take care, man. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
हाँ भाई, तो गेमिंग के बारे में सब कुछ पता लग गया ना. ऐसी है, हम ऐसी है, घमंड नहीं है हमें. So if you have anything to ask, please feel free at Ishq Sarthak on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Ask the questions and we'll try our best to answer.